wondering if this stitch is gonna be a gateway for some knitters to start crocheting. This looks like a chunky knit brioche stitch. A double-sided 3D reversible stretchy fabric, but this isn't knitting, this is crochet. I'm a little bit obsessed with this crochet stitch because knit brioche, which is what I'm actually wearing right here, is one of my favorite knitting stitches, but I prefer to crochet, so this is the new love of my life. So how this stitch goes, we are going to yarn over. Then we are going to find our front lower loop, not front loop, because that would actually be up here. This is the top. So we're going in this stitch here. We're inserting our hook. We are grabbing our yarn, pulling it through that loop, and then we are turning our hook and pulling it all the way through the remaining loops. So again, we're yarning over, inserting in this stitch here, front bar, let's call it, pulling that yarn through, and then pulling it all the way through again, and then a little bit faster. So the stitch starts out a lot like a half double crochet. You do the yarn over, you insert your hook, grab that yarn and pull it through. If it was a half double, we would grab our yarn again and pull it all the way through, and instead we're slip stitching it through the remaining loops. So it's almost like if a half double crochet and a slip stitch fused together and then decided that you should do them on the underside of your work. You can see it creates two different rows of V's. You have this top one, which is what we're used to, right? This is our regular top of our crochet piece. But then it also creates another row of faux V's here, which is actually what you're gonna see in your piece. You get just a little glimpse between the rows of the other color. So, is this stitch just going back and forth and it's done? Not quite. If you are using two colors, which you should, that's honestly half the fun of this stitch. You get to see the color from the other side and it's reversible. But since you're using two colors, every row you have to cut the yarn. You can't carry it with you. It's kind of like if you're doing color work in a mosaic crochet, but honestly even then I have found in mosaic crochets options to carry colors and you just can't in this. So when you get to the end, you have to cut your yarn because I'm going to be starting this side down here. Once I reach the end of my next color row, I'm going to attach the other color. I like to take my slip knot and just loop it through my last chain there and then begin going in that very first stitch to start my next row, going the other direction in the new color. Once that's going, I will clip this yarn and then I'm just going to tie this off. And yes, it does give you 1.5 million ends, but at least this is secure. You know, the tension's good on this spot, and then we can just keep going. And this stitch only works in one direction. So when I was making this piece, it's like if I was making it from this side going this way, I couldn't then start here and go that way. Your V's will end up being upside down in order to get your color change the same way. And is it really important that you do that front bar, or could you do like the back loop or something like that? Here's what it would look like if we did that same double slip stitch, but back loop only. All of a sudden it becomes really obvious that we're using a size 8 hook, and that cubic feature of that dense, stretchy stitch that we're looking for is gone. And if all of our references to our back loop only slip stitch ribbing bestie have made you a little bit afraid of how slow it might be, rest assured. This is something that's actually recommended that you do with a pretty large hook size. I'm using an 8mm here, and my yarn sizes are both really chunky. The recommended needle size is a 6/7 on this one and is an 8 on this one. It comes together a lot faster than your back loop only slip stitch ribbing. And you might say, oh, well, wouldn't I just want to do this with a smaller hook instead of back loop only ribbing? I think they do serve two different purposes because I tried it. And what I found is that, again, like a brioche knit, it gives you this just incredible stretchiness, right? And so if you size down your hook and have smaller yarn, it takes away from that illusion. This definitely doesn't look like it was done with a size 8 hook. It looks like it was done with a much smaller hook, maybe even like a 5, I would say, especially on this side. But that leads us into a great question, which is what part of the garment is our new favorite chunky stitch best in? Unlike your back loop only slip stitch ribbing, which has a lot of recovery and stretch to it, that's a really tight, dense stitch that works great when you're trying to use the function of ribbing. So think your cuffs, waistbands, places where you actually want it to come in and hopefully don't have tons of it to do. Our double slip stitch is more of a decorative stitch. It does have an incredible amount of stretch like your brioche knit, which means collars are amazing. If you want a knit look collar that doesn't take you 10 million years, this is an incredible stitch to use. This wouldn't be as good for your cuff because the thing is it's gonna be super, super stretchy and isn't gonna have quite as much recovery. So it's better when it's kind of more for decoration. Another place where this is actually gonna be really lovely if you want a chunky ribbed effect on an actual garment. This is going to not only give you that incredible ribbed look with that reversible effect where you can see both colors on either side, it's also going to be a lot faster to do. So this will make for a great stitch for just like a normal sweater. It's gonna be slouchy. It's gonna stretch and relax a bit. How dreamy. Oh, and this is also incredibly lightweight. Crochet a lot of times can have the side effect of being stiff and more cumbersome than knitting, but this feels exactly the same. Super lightweight, incredibly flexible, and I'm already in the process myself of making a garment out of it. Here is my collar so far, and like you saw, I have the body going. It's gonna be a half zip. If you want to make sure you see when I post a full video of making this, make sure you are subscribed and have liked this video. This piece is already well on its way. And of course, everyone in the Stitch Lab has been watching me make this. On Sundays, we have our live stitch session. It's a really chunky, like it's supposed to look like knit, but it's not, it's crochet. So if you want to crochet with me and get in on the conversation early, check out the link to my crochet community, the Stitch Lab. And I want to hear from you. What immediately springs to mind when you see this just like luscious stitch? Because I know I had about a million ideas and I'm sure you do too. So let me know in the comments. I'm wondering if this stitch is gonna be like a gateway for some knitters to start crocheting, because this is way easier than knitting a brioche stitch and the effect is literally identical. It's so cool. I'm Lee, thank you so much for watching. Let's crochet together again soon.